Tag, and today I am bringing you the fast version of Pick a Stick Challenge. You noticed that in that graphic that there are steps that we do in order and colors that we use or are suggested. And so I'm just going to start off using the first step in the requirement, which is to smash. And so I'm putting some Distress Oxide colors down on my desk and smashing my book into them. And then I'm going to put some other drops and things on top of that, and I'm going to smash those around using a baby wipe. So, I'm just following the prompts that are on the list. That is all there is to creating. Now, the second prompt is crayon, and so I'm looking through my stash, finding my Tim Holtz and my Marabou, and, you know, looking for the turquoisey colors that are part of that. Now, you can add any colors that you want, but the suggested colors are apricot and turquoise, so that's what I've been using, plus the gesso and a few other things. So I'm smashing a stamped image down on my page now. This is an old sponge stamp I've had in my stash for a while, and I'm using the crayon on top of that spongy stamp, just spritzing it with water and applying that to my page. Now, because it's April and spring, and I'm feeling, spring flowers and showers and all of that sort of thing, I am getting out my wellies, making a boot here, putting stamped images of flowers over the top of my boot, and going to use that as an element on my page. Now I'm showing these products from EK, the next prompt is stitch, so I'm showing different ways that you could stitch without stitching, without actually going to a sewing machine. I have these stitched images from old rub-ons that, I've had in my stash forever. So I'm going to use that as stitches on my page. And then the next prompt says scallop. So I have this stencil from Stencil Girl Products, and I'm going to use that scalloped stencil on this piece of cardstock. I'm just cutting it down or figuring out where I want it on my page. It's a little bit larger than what I want, so I'm just going to try a couple of things here to see how I like them. You have to try things on your page. So there's my scallop stencil. I'm going to use this white um, ink pad, but I'm using some Sizzix sticky paper, sticky grid, whatever you want to call it, underneath to hold that in place, because those papers want to roam around when you're trying to do some stenciling, and I needed to hold that in place. Now I'm looking at this and I'm saying, not really liking that layout, so I'm deciding to change it up. I'm putting a shadow in the background there because I want the boot to stand off of the page a bit. And now I'm just using some archival ink and using that around the edge of that stenciled piece of paper. And then I'm going to use some Sukquang tape to put that down. But, we're just showing some different products and different ideas for how you can create using these prompts on your page. So I'm going to continue with the sewing idea. I'm going to use those stitched elements on this additional piece of paper that I'm going to adhere down. These are kind of cross hatched stitches, and they're rub-ons, so I'm rubbing those down. And then I will finish this out, stick that down, and then get my quote on there, which will say, April showers bring May flowers. And Then I will get out the pens. Now I'm trying to think what the next prompt is. Oh yes, it was light, and I had lightened my page with some gesso. And then I'm also using that white ink and white pen work to lighten and brighten things on my page. And uh, we need to do a little bit of finish work with that pen work. I glued things down. That was another one of the options if you were not going to use all of the prompts. It was a wild card. So I'm just coloring, gluing, finishing up the prompts, and I'll do a little bit more with the rub-ons. You can see I'm checking off everything that was on the list that I needed to complete my page. Um, Putting those additional little rub-ons on the edge. I like the way they're hanging off on the border. So if you enjoy a challenge, come and join us on the Pick a Stick Challenge Facebook group and have some fun making these pages. Bye for now.